Bo Nix is going to the Broncos.
Oh, my goodness.
That's 6 quarterbacks in the top 12.
Quarterbacks in the top 12.
And 12 straight offensive players.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Which means we lost the bet, right?
Now,
we owe somebody PFF Plus.
Now,
oh, you guys giving away the product now?
We had 2 people bet us. Don't worry, Chris. They're going to give us coffee if we win, so it's all good.
Oh, good. Well, I'm
10
glad.
offensive players was one of the bets, and another guy said 12.
12, yeah.
And so, yeah, he
wins
it.
too.
So, in all seriousness, though, you look at this situation, and Denver now just watched 5 quarterbacks go off the board, and they're only picking number 5. So, and they're only picking number 12. The Bo Nix connection, to me, always made the most sense in the first round.
To Denver.
Right here.
No doubt.
Here.
Yeah. I mean, this is a Drew Brees type of player. I mean, if you want to just go down the road here, I mean, this is a guy that's going to get the ball out of his hands faster than any of these quarterbacks that were taken. He's the 6th one. But if you want to make a case for who may be the most ready to play right now, as far as let's catch it and throw it, let's get it out of our hands, let's go screens, let's not take sacks, doing all the things that Sean Payton's going to look for in a quarterback that probably Russell Wilson, clearly that wasn't his strength.
Yeah, I agree. Now, it opens up a lot of different things that we could talk about here because I want to get into what Nix was able to do at Oregon, what he was at Auburn, how different he became in that offense, and whether or not we think that is replicable in a Sean Payton system. Chris hit on it a little bit. I'm going to ask these guys the same question right after this commercial break. See you then. Steve, you just said that y'all had a mock draft that was similar to the one that's playing out right here, but you said it felt dirty.
It did.
It didn't feel right.
Yeah, it was either the viewers or you and I were going head to head. But I think we did one too, where it's like, we're another quarterback, and like all these QB needy teams, and it was Nix to the Broncos, and I think we had Penix going at 13, and it's like, man, 6 quarterbacks in the top 13. Mm-hmm. We had 6 in the top 12 because every year you hear the hype, but there was like a Will Levis falls or Kenny Pickett's the only first-round quarterback a couple years ago. This year it actually happened. 6 quarterbacks in the top 10. Everybody got a guy. Maybe not their guy, but they got a guy.
What's really interesting this year to me is that all these quarterbacks are very different stylistically. And I do wonder, so Denver gets their QB, right? The one guy that had been linked to them fairly consistently all the way along. Now, is that a case of, like Atlanta, does Denver get QB 2 or 3 on their board? Like, did they just sit here at 12 knowing that they were the team that really liked Bo Nix and most other guys didn't, right? For them, Nix is an unusually good fit, and for other teams, not so much. Or is Denver just that desperate that they were willing to pick the 6th best quarterback off the board when their pick came up? Like that, I think, is the interesting conversation.
Or did Zach Wilson take pressure off of it? I mean, I hate to say that, right?
But you give them the flexibility to be able to do this.
It gave them the flexibility of possibly missing out on a quarterback. And with all that they had given away in the Russell Wilson trade, they probably just didn't feel like they could trade up and give away more capital, mortgage the future even more than what they had. And Michael Penix, he may end up being the star of stars, but I think if you polled all of the GMs in the NFL about those last 3 quarterbacks, you would get a lot of different opinions on those 3.
Yeah. Bo Nix is one of the most fascinating QB prospects of all time, right? Starts his career at Auburn for 3 years. He's an Auburn guy, loves Auburn. Just all we want to do is be an Auburn quarterback. And he played stylistically, to me, like a Jay Cutler, right? All over the place, wild, running around, crazy decisions. Then he transfers to Oregon and transforms into Alex Smith. He goes from Jay Cutler to Alex Smith.
Right.
And now all of a sudden he's taking care of the ball. So when he's at Auburn, 11th percentile at avoiding negatively graded throws, right? He's just all over the place, missing. And then at Oregon, one of the best we've ever seen. And he's 98th percentile as far as just negative plays, just not making them, not turning the ball over, not missing throws. Now the offense had something to do with it, but he transformed his game. And I'll make my Parcells joke again. Remember the Parcells rule? How many starts he needed for a quarterback? He wanted 30 starts for a quarterback to draft him.
Oh, in college.
In college,
yeah.
Right. Well, Bo Nix did that twice. 60 total starts in college. So he's got he's double the prospect.
I bet it's those last 2 categories right there at the bottom of the screen, what we're seeing right here, that makes the difference for a guy like Sean Payton. Pressure grade first. That's PFF passing grade under pressure. Turnover-worthy plays The rate, only 1%. That was also first amongst quarterbacks that were in the FBS, I believe, last year. So I think that, to me, is what Sean Payton wants. He wants kind of late-stage Drew Brees. I'm going to get you playmakers around. Over the next year or so, we're going to get you the playmakers. You put the ball in their hands when I want you to put the ball in their hands, and we'll make magic happen.
The draft portal or the transfer portal made Bo Nix so much money, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Because what it turned him into was a pro-style quarterback at Oregon. And his ability to adapt and change and learn and accept the fact that he had to change. Now he's taken with the 12th overall pick. It's an amazing story. It really is that somebody could change that quickly.
Wait, transfer portal made Jaden Daniels money, Michael Penix money, and Bo Nix money. All of those guys transformed their careers in a new place. So good for them.
And it might make Spencer Rattler money.
I was about to
That's
say,
right.
is Spencer Rattler next?
Who
That's
knows?
right. That's
Spencer
right.
Rattler's not a bad player.
Yeah.